Welcome to the Family Geekery Podcast, a podcast for geeks from a family of geeks. We talk about comics, video games, and anything else geeky. I'm Chris.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Danny.
And today we're going to be talking about the Young Avengers, a comic from 2005.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we talked about a comic.
It's been a while since we talked at all. We missed
At
last
least
week.
2 months. Yeah.
We missed last week. Sorry about that. Lots of things going on, so we had to take a week off. Hope you didn't miss us too much. But after a very busy 2 months of retro September and then family spookery.
Yep.
We are back in our normal format talking about random things. So we're going to talk about a comic book today. But before we do that,
Geeky Weeks.
Who's going to kick off the Geeky Weeks?
I want to start. I'm excited.
All right, she's prepared. Let's go.
Okay, well, I guess we didn't talk last week.
Nope.
So, Worlds Finals for League of Legends happened. And T1 won. And that's the Korean team that I was rooting for, I guess, just by default. And they were the fan favorites. They have Faker, who is regarded as the best player of all time, and this is like his 5th title or something like that.
Wow.
So yay T1. They did it. Actually a really close and fun match to watch. It went to game 5, which was really cool. But the more exciting League of Legends news that I have is Arcane Season 2 came out. And, well, they released it in packages, I guess. So the first 3 episodes came out. And there's going to be 6 more that release in the next couple of weeks. So, really excited. Of course, I watched all 3 episodes all at once. And very happy with how the season is going. Unfortunately, that's where they're going to wrap up Arcane, but Riot says they do have plans to expand their TV universe.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that. You guys definitely need to watch Arcane if you haven't. Also, I played a little bit of the new Sims pack, which was Life and Death, and it's pretty cool. Haven't explored too much of it yet, but it's pretty fun. We got some Grim Reaper career stuff going, and funerals and wills and all that fun stuff. Ghosts
Sounds
are better.
so cheery.
It's so cheery. It's called Life and Death, and it's mostly about death. But that's kind of what everyone wanted. And then finally, I've been playing more Skyrim. Still have not really scratched the surface of what this huge game is, but getting to join some of the societies and slowly making my way through Skyrim.
Very nice.
Yeah. It only crashed one other time.
Well, that's
good. And when it did, there was like an auditory glitch that happened. So I was like, what's that? And I saved. And then like a minute later it crashed. So I was like, oh, good thing I saved. But then when I reloaded it, I kept getting auditory glitches and saving for the next like hour that I played. And then when I finally got off to go to bed, I was like, I hope these auditory glitches fix themselves when I close the game and reopen it tomorrow.
Did they?
So we'll see.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay.
That was last night. I haven't had the chance to play. Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
No. Still waiting for My Sims to come out. I have been listening to Nintendo Music on their new Nintendo Music app. And I don't know how that works, if it's free for everyone or if it's like connected to your Nintendo account, but I did sign in with my Nintendo account, so maybe it's like ad-free or something, I don't know. But yeah.
Well, I think your Nintendo account's on the family account that we...
It is.
Okay, so maybe it's part of that.
Yeah. But I didn't want all of my lo-fi when I go to sleep to be on my Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year, so now I'm listening to Nintendo Music to go to sleep too.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Danny,
I'm
how
done.
about you?
Let's see. 2 weekends ago, I took a trip home and we watched Scream.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like the weekend after Halloween. Because I don't think any of us have seen that. So we watched
Mom
that.
has. That's like Mom's favorite.
But that was a good one. Classic.
Classic.
It's fun to like actually watch all the movies that like the villains of Dead by Daylight are in. So I'm like, oh, that makes
That's
sense.
Ghostface.
That's why the really scary music comes on when I start getting chased by him.
What'd you think of the reveal without spoilers?
I kind of guessed it.
All of it?
I didn't guess that it was like a team.
Mm,
I guessed it was the main guy,
gotcha.
but so that was good. And then last week I was deathly sick, so I bed rotted and basically just watched YouTube and Netflix and stuff. So
You could have watched all of Arcane Season 1 to prepare for Arcane Season 2.
I did not.
Have you seen Arcane?
No.
Huh.
I know. But I did watch, or I started watching Shameless. It's really funny.
I
a
see
funny
clips
show.
for it all the time on TikTok.
Yeah, that's what I get clips. So I'm like, maybe I should actually just watch it. So I started that. And then also while my bed rotting continued, I restarted Fallout Shelter for like the 100th time. So
Oh,
now I
nice.
got like 45 dwellers.
Nice.
So pretty lazy. Couldn't do much.
The
Week.
show that I've been seeing a lot of clips for recently is Chicago Med. And I really want to watch Chicago Med, but it's not really streaming anywhere.
Then don't you have to watch the other 3 shows to know what's happening because they all cross over?
Which ones?
Like Chicago
Chicago
Fire,
PD?
Chicago PD,
Oh, I didn't know.
Chicago Animal Collectors.
I just know that there's a psychiatrist, this like old guy who's really good at spotting when people are lying and stuff. And so I get a lot of like not thirst traps, but like edits, I guess, about him where he like says something like I don't know, like a sunglasses moment, and then it's like a bunch of edits.
I half want to ask what a thirst trap is, but I more than half don't want to know.
That's
So
so
we're gonna
funny.
we're just gonna
You don't
keep
want to
on.
know.
We're just gonna keep on going. I did have a 30-something-year-old man ask me what a skivvy toilet is and why they're selling them at Walmart for $50.
I want to know the answer to that
It's all the
too.
rave.
So you're closer in age to answering that question than I am.
Don't say that. You're
But
not
he might not
associated
have
with Gen Z
have
Alpha.
kids. You look older to have kids. He might not be there yet.
Yep. All right. Anything else, Danny?
I don't think so. Yeah.
You didn't skibbity toilet?
No. Not this
Well,
week.
put it on your Christmas list. Maybe you'll get
Yeah.
one.
Yep. That's about it.
All right. So let's see. 2 weekends ago, when Danny came home, we had a mini Comic-Con local here.
That we both abandoned you
That
at.
was I was
It
abandoned.
wasn't my fault.
It
That's
wasn't my
fine.
fault either.
I was
It was the same
dying.
weekend as Worlds.
I think my excuse is better than yours.
I had friends fly in from a different state to stay at my house. I think that's a pretty good excuse.
If you both came, you could have started a countrywide pandemic.
Well, I did go.
Yeah, you came by and visited.
But
it was
did
a
you
good.
lick anything?
It was a cute little. I hope not. It was a cute little convention. Made some friends. Saw some friends that we've seen in other Comic Cons before.
Friends at the
Nice.
pod.
And yeah, it was a good time. Other than that, let's see. We watched a movie recently. We watched Trap, which is
Recently, as in like 5 hours ago.
that was pretty recent. Yep, the M Night Shyamalan movie with Josh Hartnett. Is it?
I don't know.
He did good job, real good job.
So did Mom just not see that on the Fandango at all? She didn't see that it was out yet?
Oh, I don't know. It was on HBO Max.
Oh, you didn't go to the theater.
No,
Oh, gotcha.
no, got to watch it in the privacy of our own home.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good movie, worth a watch. M Night Shyamalan's daughter plays a part in it, and she does a good job. She's a singer, actress, person. What else? Oh, I started reading a book since I had a long road trip. Wanted to bring a book with me. Started a book called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
Wait, no way.
Yes, way.
Really?
You talked it up, so I had to check it out.
Wow.
And I
You
had
might be farther than I am because I haven't read it since I talked about it because I've had no time.
Oh, I figured you would have finished it.
No, I wish. I really like it, but I've had no time to read.
Oh, okay, so
Is it about Tomorrowland?
No.
Oh.
I'm almost halfway through, I think.
Okay. I'm still in part 1, Sick Kids, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I might have just started part 2. I don't know.
I lapped you pretty good then.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
like
have to
part
catch
4 or
up for
something.
next week.
But it's good. But there's some unforgivable edits that were missed. And
What do you
at
mean?
first, I didn't know. I didn't want to blame the author because an editor should have caught them. But then I noticed that the author is almost my age, so she should know better.
Oof. Is it just like continuity stuff?
It's well, one is, and I don't know, maybe this exists in an alternate reality and the mistake is on purpose, but I don't think that's the case. She referred to a 3.25-inch disc,
Okay.
and a 3.25-inch disc does not exist. They're either
Oh.
3.5 or 5.25.
Oh.
So
Hmm.
unless it was made on purpose to disassociate itself from those two, which I don't think you would, because
Mhm.
everything else is direct references, right? She references video games, TV shows, movies, that kind of stuff. So
Huh.
I think this was just a straight up mistake. The other
Yeah, that might have
thing,
just like gone through brain fart.
is using the term gamer and game. The girl asked the boy, "Do you game?"
Back in the 90s.
Back in the 80s, yeah. That term didn't exist. I was there. I know. I was not a gamer back then.
You played video games.
I mean,
Maybe
some
they're on
people
just a different level.
You're just a nerd.
we were just kids. I mean, you either had a console and you played video games, or you didn't have a console. It wasn't a classification of like today. Like
Yeah.
you can be a gamer today, but not back then. So that's just a slip up. That's just, but
Modern
still, that
terminology coming in there, yeah.
this author probably has like a 25-year-old editor, and they
Doesn't know any better.
didn't catch either one of those. But I do like the story. It kind of bounces around a little bit timeline wise, which is
Yeah.
a little hard to follow when you're not reading it with your eyeballs. You're reading it with your
Yeah.
earballs. But it's good, and I'm enjoying it. I can't wait
Nice.
to get to the end.
I can't wait to finish it this week. Okay, Danny, you've got to read it too. We're turning this podcast into a book club.
Book club.
I don't read.
You think I read?
Maybe
I don't read or listen.
Maybe you would if they turn it into a Dead by Daylight villain, huh?
Okay.
But there's in the story, there's a concept because they make video games. There's a concept for their second game, and it's incredible.
No spoilers.
But if someone doesn't take the idea and steal it and run with it, I'd be very surprised.
I really liked the girl character's first the Holocaust video game she did. The concept of that was really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I
That
want
was
to play
really
that
cool.
game.
Right. Yep, that
And
was
you
pretty
guys
cool.
listening, you guys should look that up. Just like I don't know, maybe there's a snippet of it online, but it's a really cool concept of a game.
Yep. Other than that, just been playing the same games I've been playing. Satisfactory, some Dreamlight Valley, just the normal stuff that takes forever.
Oh yeah, I'm still not done with the Dreamlight Valley pass. I
Yeah,
had to get my Simba to level. Well, I unfortunately had my Simba at level 10, which meant that I had to do all of his level quests before I could get the quest to unlock Timon and Pumbaa. So, I only just now got Timon and Pumbaa.
Cool. All right, so enough with Geeky Weeks. Let's get on with the episode. We're talking about Young Avengers issue number 1 from, what did I say, 2005?
I think
that's-
that matches the Wikipedia page that I read.
Okay. And the reason I picked this is I keep on getting little advertisements for stories featuring Wiccan,
I wonder why.
which is which after 2 or 3 times of seeing it, I was like, is that what I think it is? So I don't know if it gets named in the series that we're not talking about right now, because you're further along than I am.
You haven't finished it?
No,
Oh. Well, you need to finish Agatha All Along.
but I'm guessing there's a relation there.
It's a good guess.
Have you seen the TikTok sound that's trending from Agatha?
Which one?
It's like she says congratulations, my love, and then she's like,
Yeah, I've seen
please,
those.
my love, or something. It's like trending TikTok sound
Yeah.
from like the final episode or something.
Danny, I think you'd really like Agatha All Along.
Add it to my
You
list.
all the wrong shows when you were sick.
Well, I didn't really watch any shows. I watched my hyperfixations, Rhett and Link, and Smosh games.
Nice.
So, anyways, that's the reason why I picked this. It's supposed to be the first appearance of Wiccan,
Yeah.
and not necessarily by name, but the character that turns out to be Wiccan is in this. So this is his, I guess, origin story, other than the fact that he existed before he was reincarnated, which we'll touch on briefly. But figured it'd be a good story to read, and now I want to read more of it because the story that starts in this first issue goes for 6 issues, and that sub story is called the Sidekicks, as they're kind of known to be sidekicks of superheroes, or they're assumed to be sidekicks because of their age and their appearance. But anyways, so the story was written, co-created by Alan Heinberg and artist Jim Chung. And Alan Heinberg was actually a writer and producer for the OC, which was
crazy
teen drama TV show back from my day, back from the 90s, early 2000s. And that was his job. And he did an interview in the Wizard magazine. Wizard magazine is the kind of the big publication that covered comic books back in those days, and that's the magazine that we got those top 10 cutest video game characters. I think came from that. We've done a couple wizard related episodes here, but he was having an interview in there, and he talked about how comic books were a big influence for him, and how he included some of them in the TV show. And Marvel said, "Hey, how about you create a series for us?"
Wow.
So he was signed on to do 12 issues because of his TV schedule. That's all he could do, just a limited series. So he created this Young Avengers, and he is gay, and
Oh.
and he initially assumed that Marvel didn't want him to include gay characters in the series. So he came up with a storyline between Hulkling, which was originally going to be a shapeshifter female named Chimera, or Chimera,
Yeah.
and Chimera was going to have a relationship with Wiccan, and then once the true form of Chimera was discovered to be a male, it was going to be a, hey, do you still love this person, kind of a decision of, would you stay in the relationship even though you know it's a male, not a female. But the editors said, well, that's kind of a long, convoluted way to sneak a gay love story into a mainstream Marvel comic. So why don't we just
No, it sounds like bi erasure to me.
start them both as gay? So he's like,
Nice.
okay, we'll do that then. And he said that, you know how you get the letters to the editor in the back of the books back then. He said that the majority of them were very positive, and there's only one or two that were blatantly homophobic.
Nice.
So this starts
2005. Nice. Good
this
job,
starts
2005.
starts the relationship between Hulkling and Wiccan.
Well, are we not going to talk about this fruity picture of Iron Man and Captain America also? Did you see that?
Is that the one where he's flying
Where
him
Iron
down?
Man's holding Captain America where they're flying.
Wait.
Well, Captain America can't fly. At least he didn't.
Captain
hold
America's
him.
got his little knees up. It's page 9 of the PDF, Danny.
I'm checking right now.
The way that just Captain America's looking down and he's got his little knee up.
The hand placement. And they're still in like the third panel, they're still like grasping the whole page.
Well, Iron Man's gonna fly them.
Yeah. It's either that or hold him like a baby as he flies. I don't know which one's more appropriate.
I think there are Iron Man Cap shippers out there, so they'll be happy about this one, I guess.
Talk about a civil war. So anyways, we got four main characters in this first issue. We got the Patriot, who's a Bucky Barnes looking. I would say he looks more like Cobra Commander than Bucky Barnes, but you guys might not know Cobra Commander.
Nope. I also don't know Bucky Barnes' comic book outfit.
We've got Wiccan, who is not known as Wiccan in this.
He's the Asgardian.
The Asgardian. Yep.
Sure.
Don't say that too slow. But he's William Billy Kaplan also. And it's not until issue 6 that I think he starts getting called Wiccan. And we've got Hulkling, who is green skin.
He's apparently half Skrull, half Kree.
Yes. The son of Captain Marvel and a Skrull princess. Not the Captain Marvel you know, a male Captain Marvel.
Oh, that Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear the princess part. That flew right over.
And then we've got Iron Lad, Nathaniel Nate Richards. Okay, that's a little spoiler alert there. But those are the four main characters. They are trying to save lives in, I guess, New York City, doing superhero stuff. But they're young and not real organized, I guess. But the story is, I like the story how it's kind of centered around the reporters trying to figure out more about them.
Yeah, like who are these little teenagers that are taking over the Avengers? Because this time the Avengers don't exist right now. They got defunded.
Right. And the reporters is Kat Farrell from the Daily Bugle, and then what you may know as a more of
Jessica
a
Jones.
private detective than anything else, Jessica Jones. So she's hired to kind of get the skinny on these guys.
I didn't know she had alternate names like
Aliases,
Jewel.
Jewel.
Oh my! I
Was it
read
Alias?
the
The one?
page on Jewel, the Marvel page on Jewel, and she's like all obsessed with Cyclops, and then Cyclops marries Phoenix, so then she goes and kills all the X-Men. I don't know if that's this Earth, but that's one version of Jewel. All
Yeah,
this while she's wearing a little shiny outfit and pink hair. Very Jessica Jones of her.
very Jessica Jones. But yeah, that was a nice little reveal that it was Jessica Jones. Because she's just referred to as Mrs. Jones at the beginning, and then
Yeah.
they bring out her old superhero picture, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, that's Jessica Jones. So we got them trying to figure out who they are. We got the part of the Avengers that aren't really Avengers right now, but Captain America and Iron Man, as Amber has alluded to, being in their fancy flying pose.
Fruity.
They want to know what's going on too and kind of stop it, because I guess Captain America is still upset getting Bucky Barnes hurt back in World War II. He
Which
holds on
apparently
to.
J. Jonah Jameson was alive for.
He was a young kid during. Yep. He's holding on to that baggage pretty long though. So he doesn't want these kids to get hurt by impersonating superheroes, but he wants to find out what's going on so he can stop them. And that's basically it. That's the setting for the story. And when I first saw the comic, I was like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of words. Like, it didn't seem like, just flipping through it, didn't seem like a lot of action, just a lot of dialogue. And I didn't know if I was going to like that or not. And I didn't know if you guys were going to like that or not. But after I read it, I was like, oh yeah, that dialogue fit. There was enough action, because there is a little fight
Yeah.
scene in a church. We get to see some powers being used. But overall, the story was good. And then at the end had a nice little reveal. And that's definitely, as far as like an issue number 1 cliffhanger to get you to read
Oh,
issue
yeah.
number 2, which we've covered a lot of issue number 1s on this podcast, and we always know that that's coming. This is probably one of the best ones I've seen.
It's funny because I was in the room when you were reading this, and so mom and I are watching a TV show or whatever, and he's reading the comic. He gets to the last page, he goes like an audible gasp.
Gasp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, nice.
Yeah. Yes.
But
So what did you learn about the you said you had the Wikipedia page. What caught your eye, Amber?
I don't know. I just wanted a little bit more background on this because, like, Wiccan obviously looks like other pictures of Wiccan that I've seen because he's been kind of all over my TikTok. People talking about the comics and stuff. But I didn't know why he was called the Asgardian. Because I'm like, but he's not Asgardian.
Right.
So, but I didn't really get that much information. So, whatever.
Maybe
But
that gets revealed in the next couple
maybe.
issues, but maybe he just wants to be to look like one of the famous Avengers or something.
I did read that he starts. What is it? He starts reading a quote unquote self-help book that comes from Hulkling's mom, I think, mom or grandmother or something, and then he starts learning more like witchy spells.
From a
So
self-help book.
it was a quote unquote self help book, so it might be some like Cree magic or something like that. I don't know.
Mm,
So maybe that's when he starts to become more Wiccan, is when he is learning more spells other than lightning, I guess.
gotcha.
Yeah, that's my assumption. We'll have to read to find out.
So do you guys know where he comes from? He and his twin brother Speed, who hasn't shown up yet.
Well, I do because I've seen the shows and seen TikToks on them.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I guess the comics follow some of the shows pretty closely.
I think from what I've heard, it's pretty close in the show.
But we've talked before on the podcast about Vision and Scarlet Witch having kids who were just incarnations that she used some really dark magic to create, and then Mephisto
Yeah,
like made them non-exist anymore so he could absorb that energy.
but then
And
he
then,
birthed them again, kind of.
but then they were reincarnated later as what will become Wiccan, and then Speed
Yeah,
takes on the superhuman characters of his uncle Quicksilver, and Wiccan gets the witchy kind of spell-based magic.
yeah.
And then the Patriot, did you know that he gets revealed at some point to be the grandson of Isaiah Bradley?
Who's Isaiah Bradley?
So remember, I forget what movie or show it was. It might have been the Falcon show,
Is
where
he the fake Captain America?
he sees the other super soldier, the old man super soldier that was still quite strong. Oh, and also we talked about it in a comic
Is he
recently.
gonna be in the Falcon
Oh
movie?
yeah. It wasn't a comic book. It was in we talked about the teaser
The trailer.
for the
Yeah.
new Captain America movie, where
Oh,
the guy, the older, I don't know if he's got an army suit on or something, but he
oh, is he one of
punches.
the bodyguards for the president?
Yeah, he punches somebody through a glass shield or something. But that's
Okay.
Isaiah Bradley.
Oh, that's cool.
So he was one of the other people that got tested on, I guess, during World War II and maintained his strength. But his grandson got a blood transfusion from him,
Oh,
and
and got some super soldier serum.
got
Mm.
some powers. Yep.
Hmm.
And
Nice.
but what'd you guys think about the story, the comic, etc.?
I've got something to say, and I'm gonna reference the MCU a little bit too here. I liked how sassy they all were. I
Mhm.
thought it was really funny, and it's totally how like teens interact with each other, especially like they seem like a close-knit group of friends, like they talked about seeing each other at school.
Yeah.
So definitely how kids talk to each other, right? Um, but then I've been seeing like these TikToks and everybody's like, "Oh, here's the MCU lineup for the new Avengers or whatever," because it seems like that's where it's going next. And I think they have a movie confirmed. I don't know. But everybody's like, they have the same personality. They're all sassy little teenagers because like there's like America Chavez and Miss Marvel and Kate from Hawkeye, and they're like,
Okay.
everybody's so sassy, and I'm like, because that's what teenagers are.
Yeah.
What do you mean? They all have the same personality. Yeah. So and all of Gen Alpha says skibbity toilet every 2 words. That's what happens when people grow up together. That's my little mini rant. Also, we got a Kate in a purple dress in this comic book. Is that Kate?
Oh, where does she show up? I
She's at
missed that.
the wedding. She's like one of the
Oh, and
and she like is the one who like attacks back and
she's the
stuff.
one that keeps saying like, we can stop this thing.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I
so
wonder if she's, I forget her last name, but Kate from Hawkeye. I
Kate
wonder if
Bishop.
that's her. Kate Bishop, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if that's
Mhm.
confirmed, but she is, I think, at some point part of the Young Avengers.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say yes because it shows her that she joined in Young Adventures Volume 1, Number 1.
Oh, Nice.
So you caught that good.
Hmm.
They're like, I see purple dress and a girl named Kate, and I'm like, this is something. They're cooking here.
In the second issue, we get a Cassie Lang show up,
Oh, cool.
daughter of Scott Lang.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep. And then it's not until volume 2 that we get some of the other people like America Chavez, known as Miss America. You get Marvel Boy, Kid Loki, and Vision. I guess like a young version of Vision, maybe.
No, so this is what I read from the wiki. Something about Iron Lad here kind of he becomes Vision or he creates Vision or something. He creates a new young Vision.
Oh, an android created from the programming of the original Vision and the armor and brain patterns of Iron Lad.
Yes.
Okay. Very cool. Love me some Vision, so I'll have to keep on reading so I can see how that unwraps.
He's also still MIA in the MCU.
That's a lot of acronyms right there.
It was.
What about you, Danny?
I thought it was cute. It's very, very classic teenage superheroes trying to be big boy superheroes and fail their first big mission and have to have the
Right.
Avengers come in and save their butts, and very classic, like Spider-Man.
Yeah. Good stuff.
But I like,
And they all think they're correct.
yeah, I like the
It's like, it was
twist.
my fault. No, it was your fault. No, it's your fault.
I like the twist ending. Cause
Yeah.
what's his name? Iron Lad.
Mm-hmm.
He's like no one's gonna believe me about Kang.
Yeah.
Well,
we got to get ready.
Guess what,
If we
guys?
can't even
I'm king.
Gotta get ready for me.
if we can't even escape the police, how are we gonna fight a supervillain like Kang the Conqueror?
Yeah.
Wikipedia called him an uncorrupted version of King the Conqueror. So I don't know what that means, because we've seen, I think, a couple of origin stories for Nathan, and I don't know how this guy dodged them all.
So
Maybe he's just not corrupted yet.
But I like that exists, that you can have a supervillain that has versions of him that aren't bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
So is this King like warning them of another king, or is he kind of warning them of himself?
I think another king, because King the Conqueror is one king. And then there's also Kang the guy in Egypt, and Kang the guy in this place, and Kang the guy in that place, right?
Yeah.
So he's just King the Iron Lad.
He's just Nathan guy. He's just Nathan.
Trying to warn of other king.
Yeah.
And remember when we read the origins of Kang, he does bad stuff, but he does it for what he believes to be the right reasons to make the world a better place, or to create a better world for
But
people.
that entire issue, he's gaslighting a young king to become an old evil king, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, pretty much. But there's always a ray of hope. So I like the stories that have a bad guy that there's always some redemption clause for.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you get a good villain.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what happens. Now, a long time ago, we watched a straight to video movie.
Oh yeah.
Was that the Young Avengers?
Oh
I
yeah.
think so.
What was that called?
That was
Was
like
that called?
Avengers
Young
Kids or something. Because that was like actually their kids.
Next Avengers.
Next Avengers. That's what it was.
Heroes of Tomorrow.
Okay. So over the years, I've gotten this all mixed up, and I've seen the Young Avengers, because they come back in several other different different series, and they had a whole storyline about the Children's War or something like that. And I've always wondered, or the Children's Crusade is what it's called. I always wondered if this was, if the movie was just messed up and it wasn't really close. But now knowing that it's a different, like that was the kids of the OG Avengers, and this is just
It's
basically
just some kids that
spin-offs.
may be related, may not be.
Yeah,
Right.
similar powers or
Yeah, that just ironically all go to the same school.
yeah, and team up.
I liked how Captain America and Iron Man didn't know enough about them yet. They weren't on their radar, so they didn't even know where their powers came from. Like, hey, if they're mutants, we'll just
send them over to Xavier. That could be
we'll
his
just drop
problem.
them off with Professor X.
Drop them off at daycare.
He'll take him, man. He'll take anybody. Yeah, so it was a good story. Something you continue reading?
Yeah.
Maybe. Especially because we seem to be drawing inspiration from this for the future of the MCU, because like we're definitely leaning into the Young Avengers thing and then the King the Conqueror thing. So the Wikipedia article I read said that they kill King the Conqueror and then the Avengers take away all their powers. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
they kinda
what
take
happens
him-
in this series, I guess. So maybe that'll happen in the MCU. It might be nice to read and get some hints.
One of my favorite parts is when Iron Man meets Iron Lad, and he's just like, "Hey, how'd you make that suit? Hey, how'd you make that suit?
How'd you get in here?
You can't make a suit better than mine." And
I wonder if it's future tech.
yeah, that's what I just connected. Like, oh, it's better than regular Iron Man because he's from the 30th century. I think it's very Tony to be like, you can't have better suit than me. How'd you make it?
And it's funny how the reporters were like, yeah, and this Iron Man kid seems to have a better suit than Iron Man.
Right.
Just rubbing it in.
He says, well, it's a long story how he got it.
Yeah. I like that.
All right, so I guess that's going to wrap up our episode on the Young Avengers. Another one that I like to pull these things out of almost 20-year-old storylines.
Wow.
Yeah.
See the direct tie-ins to current movies and TV shows. That's always neat to see.
Right.
Finish not WandaVision. Finish Agatha.
And see storylines that still hold up. That's good stuff.
Agatha's really good. The last 2 or 3 episodes are literally masterpieces.
Nice. I'll have to get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so anything else before we wrap it up?
No.
All right. So that's going to wrap up this episode. Thank you for listening. Go check out the socials, check out the YouTube channel, see what's going on there. Stay tuned for next week when we don't know what we're doing yet, but we will by then.
Don't tell him that. We're prepared.
We need a whole week to figure this stuff out, and unfortunately, the podcast comes out once a week.
There's a mantra that I go by in all things in life, and that is that if you're well prepared, anybody can do it. It takes a true master to do it completely unprepared.
Wow.
Convenient.
I'm sticking with that. So on that note, we thank you as always for listening. Until next time.
Peace
out.
And
Geek
geek
out.
Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.